Hello Topics out there, it's a brand new week, so you guys know what that means. Lots of new adventures to be had, and I'm going to be taking you guys along on my adventures that I get up to this week. It's Monday, and I've got Monday to Thursday off, and this evening I'm off to see Moulin Rouge the musical in Bristol Hippodrome, and I'm so excited. Moulin Rouge is probably one of my favourite musicals of all time, so when I saw that they were performing it in the West End, I knew that they would hopefully be bringing it to the Hippodrome in Bristol someday. I was waiting and it's now here, and I'm so excited for that. And I got up early, ready to go off to the garden centre. My happy place was going up to Dobby's, and I had some toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. Had a bit of lemon curd toast, watched a bit of TV, and was just playing with Bear in the living room with some of his toys, and he's just getting so big. And then I headed off to the garden centre and was listening to music on my headphones whilst on my walk up to the garden centre, and I had headed off early to try and beat the heat. Unfortunately, I did not do that, and I got to the garden centre looking somewhat like a dried rat, as it was very warm, which was not good. So I went into the cafe and got a drink from there and cooled off in there. They had aircon in there, which was lovely. So cooled down, and once I'd cooled down from the heat, I then went off and had a look around the garden centre, and I got some flower snaps. I'm going to show you guys those. They've got such beautiful flowers in there with lovely colours. I was having a lovely look around there. I then got Myrtle fruit surrounded by all these flowers, and I'm sure you guys that. You guys know how much I love a Myrtle fruit. I then got a few more flower snaps, and I'm sure you guys those. I love all the roses, and that yellow one with the pretty patterns on is so beautiful. I then had a look at the homeware and stationery section, and then went off to the plant section and got some plant snaps on there. I love all the pretty plant setups they have in there, with all the lovely succulents and cactuses, and those pretty plant pots. Ones that look like little monsters, and ones that look like little octopuses. They're so adorable. I then made my way home, and on my way back I was listening to music on my headphones, and it cooled down a little bit. I made a little bit of a breeze, which is nice to walk back to. I then got myself a drink from the corner shop on the way home to have on my rest of my walk back, and it helped cool me down. I then got back and sat and cooled down by the fan and was watching a bit of the tennis with my mum. I then had some lunch. I had some peanut butter sandwiches and a cup of tea and some biscuits, and then I was just doing a little bit of writing of a short story that I'm working on, listened to a bit of music, and was tidying up my office and my dolls and dollhouse. And then I sorted out my Bleater doll into a new look, and I'm sure you guys that. Here's my new Bleater doll look. Starting off with the shoes, she's got these black high heels on, then these black leggings over the top of this white dress with hearts all over it, and then this blue jacket, and a very businesswoman vibes, and the black hat, and I love the dangly bits of hair at the front here, and this is the whole look. I love that new look. It's giving me businesswoman vibes, and I created that outfit using some of the clothes that I got from the charge shop a few weeks back, and I'm looking forward to creating some new outfits with these new clothes that I got for my Bleater doll for my birthday. And then I was watching a bit of Doctor Who and listening to a bit of Kylie, and I've been listening to the Moulin Rouge soundtrack for most of the day, getting me hyped up for Moulin Rouge this evening. And then my Barbie Dream Bestie doll arrived in the post, and I'm sure you guys the doll that I got, and also the doll out of box as well. Here's my new Barbie Dream Bestie doll. I've got Desired one, and she comes with this blue jumper with some bows on, and a black skirt, and then these stunning black sparkly boots, and then has all these accessories. And I've got two, so I've got one to have in box and one to have out of box. I'm going to be opening this one as the box is a bit battered, and this one's in a lot better condition, and I'm going to show you guys her out of box. Here's my Barbie Dream Bestie side doll out of box. Here she is. She's got rainbow colours in her fringe. she's got such a beautiful eyeshadow and such a pretty face. Then she has this beautiful turquoise blue jumper with some bows on and this black skirt and these beautiful pair of sparkly black boots with socks, and they can actually come off. And then she's got this star sparkly handbag and this bracelet here, and then she's got such lovely long flowing hair. And then she comes with some accessories. She's got her phone with her little phone tripod with some stars on. Then she's got a book about astrology, and then she's got some hairspray and this lid can come off. Then she's got some hair accessories and a brush with a moon on. And then I cut these off the box. There's one of her with her hairspray and then one with all of her gal pals, and I'm going to put those up in the room up there where my other green besties are. So the other photos up, and she's such a lovely doll. I'm so glad that she's in my collection. I then was just watching some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos, and just working on some illustrations and kind of throwing those in, and was reading some more of one day. And my newest vlog has just gone out as of now up on my YouTube channel, and I'm now off to go and just chill before going off to see Moulin Rouge the musical this evening. My older sister's picking me up, and then we're going off for food, and Tash is coming with us, but she's in town already, so we're going to be meeting Tash at the restaurant and then going off to the Hippodrome to see Moulin Rouge. And I shall see when I'm back from seeing Moulin Rouge. I'm so excited. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at Bristol Hippodrome seeing Moulin Rouge the musical. I went off with my older sister and met Tash at this noodle place and had some tea there before meeting my older brother and sister, my younger brother and his girlfriend at the Hippodrome. And I'm going to show you guys the noodles that I had. The noodles were so good. We always go to that noodle place if we go off to the Hippodrome, as it's right around the corner. We then met up with my older brother and his girlfriend and my younger brother and his girlfriend, and we then headed in, and I got a photo of the Moulin Rouge the musical sign out the front of the Hippodrome, and also of the set as we went in to get our seats, and I'm sure you guys those snaps. The scenery was amazing with the elephant and the windmill and the dancing and the singing and the costumes and the sets. It was just such a phenomenal musical, and it's one of my favourite musicals, and I just had such a lovely evening. And I got some stuff from the little merch stall they have as you enter the Hippodrome. And first of all, I'm going to show you guys this. I got this Moulin Rouge fan, which came in handy because it was so hot in there, so I used this quite a lot throughout the performance. And then I got this Moulin Rouge tote bag, and it says, "The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return," which is one of my favourite quotes from the movie and musical, and I love a tote bag. And then I got the two programs as well. So I got this one, which is about the actors and actresses in the musical, and then this one is a little bit more in depth. So it's got about the songs, sets and costumes and all things like that. And so yeah, I had a really good time looking at these during the break, and we had some ice creams, got to be done, and then it was the end, and it literally went so quick. You know what they say, time flies when you're having fun. It was so funny. There are a few emotional bits in there. I did feel myself getting a little bit emotional, but yeah, I just loved it. Such a great evening, and I highly recommend you guys going and checking out the musical, because it was such a great musical. We then made our way back, and we dropped Tash back to hers, and then my older sister dropped me home, and I'm now off to go and finish my journey for today. And then I'm going to be getting to my PJs and catching up on Love Island. I have 2 of those to watch, and I'm going to be watching Home and Away and the UK soaps. I shall see you with more vlog tomorrow. It's now Tuesday, and I got up after a lie-in I then had some lemon curd toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. I was just catching up on Neighbours and watched the UK soaps and Home and Away from last night and Love Island. I started watching one of the Love Island episodes last night and then ended up falling asleep, so I finished that and the UK soaps this morning. I then got showered and changed and I headed off to go with my mum and my grandma to where my grandma's going to be moving to. It's a really nice apartment, and went into the complex where she's going to be living, and the manager of the place where my grandma's going to be living actually worked as a TA in the learning support part of the secondary school that I went to. So it's a small world. I say small world more like a small town. So I was having a lovely chat with her, and then we saw her apartment, and my grandma's got a really nice apartment with lovely views of the gardens out of her window. And then my mum took my grandma back to my grandma's and they were filling out some forms and stuff, and I then headed up to the high street and went off to one of the flower shops and I got some flower sacks from there. I was able to get some really pretty flower sets from there with lovely bouquets of flowers and such pretty colours on the flowers. I then was having a lovely chat with the flower shopkeepers in there, and then I got some plant sets. The patterns on those leaves are so pretty. I love all the succulents and cactuses and the pretty plant pots. I then went off and had a look around some of the charity shops. I went off to the book shops. I love the smell of old books so much. I then went into W.H. Smith's and into the card factory and bumped into one of my colleagues, so I was having a quick chat with them. And then I went off to Greg's and got myself a cheese and pasty and an apple juice, and had my cheese and pasty in there. I sat in there and I had aircon, which was great. As although it's cooled down a bit from yesterday, it's still pretty warm up there. I then went off to the plant shop at the top of High Street and got some plant sets from there. The plant displays in there are so pretty, and I was having a lovely chat with the plant shopkeeper in there. I then headed off and had a look around some more of the shops, and then I made my way back, and I got back and my dad had gone down to my grandma's to do a few jobs around the house, and my mum was still at my grandma's and I was just watching a bit of Schitt's Creek. I love that show so much. I then listened to a bit of music and did some drawing and colouring in, and wrote myself my journal entry for today, and just watched some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos. And I'm now off to go and chill before going off to Jigsaw volunteering this evening, and just see you when I'm back from that. It's later on in the evening now and I'm back from Jigsaw volunteering, which I do on Tuesday evenings. So I got dropped up there by my dad, and I got to Jigsaw and we were planning to go off to the park, as it was a lovely evening and it had cooled down a little bit, so there's a bit of a breeze as well. And we had some ice creams that we'd got from Aldi, and I had a toffee cornetto, which was so good. We then headed over to the park and we were playing some games and had such a lovely evening. And then we headed back to Jigsaw and it was the end of the session, and it went really quickly. You know what they say, time flies when having fun. I then got picked up and I got back and was just sat by the fan to cool down, as we have been playing out in the park and got a bit hot and bothered. And then I was just watching some episodes of Doctor Who, listened to a bit of music and did some drawing and colouring in, and read some more of One Day. I then had my tea, and for my tea I had a salad, and I'll show you guys that. The salad was so delicious. I then was catching up on the rest of Home and Away and the UK soaps that I needed to catch up on. I didn't finish watching my journal entry for today, put that away, and I'm now off to go and watch today's Home and Away and UK soaps and Love Island, and shall see you with more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Wednesday and I got up early so not to sleep the day away, and I ordered myself a Buddy's lunch to collect for about 12. I then had some toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast and had some lemon curd toast. I love lemon curd so much. I then just watched a bit of TV and listened to a bit of music, and Bear was in the doghouse again as he had ripped up one of the cushions in the living room. He, for some reason, keeps ripping it up. It's the third time it's happened now, so I think we're going to have to, until he learns not to, take them out of the living room overnight, because he has lots of toys. He seems to be loving whipping all the stuffing out of the pillows, so my mum had to re-sew it and like put the stuff back in. So he was feeling a little bit sorry for himself, and he was very like all over me wanting affection because he's been told off, and we're just gonna have to try and train him out of that. And he's got so many toys, but at the end of the day he is still a baby, so we've got to try and train him out of that. And other than that, he's being very good and he's a good boy, apart from the whipping up all the stuffing out of the pillows, which we need to work on. And then I was just watching some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos, and my dad was at fishing like he does most Wednesdays, so Bear was kind of pining after him a little bit, and I then played with him out in the garden and just getting some of his energy out. And I was going to be taking him for a walk, but it's still a little bit hot for him, so I'll probably do that later on. I then went off to collect my buddy's lunch. Such a great sandwich place, just around the corner from mine. I always love getting sandwiches from there. And on my way there, I was listening to music on my headphones, enjoying the sunshine and blue skies. And there's a little bit of a breeze now, which is good, so it means it's not as hot. And I got some flower sats whilst on my way there. They've got such beautiful colours on. I love all the pretty yellow flowers. I then got to Butty's and collected my Butty's lunch and had a lovely chat with the Butty's workers in there, and they're so lovely in there. I then made way back, and on my way back I got a few selfies in front of some of the flowers and blossoms. I then got home and had my lunch, and I had a tuna cheese, onion, lettuce, cucumber, toasted baguette with a Belgian bun, and had that with a cup of tea, and sat out in the end room and had that. The Butty's lunch was so delicious. I always love having those wraps, and I always saved the cherry to last with having my Belgian bun and had that with my cup of tea. I then just listened to a bit of music. I just watched some TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos, and then I got my work rota for next week, and I'm only working 2 shifts. I'm working Sunday night, and I've got Monday to Thursday off. I'm then working Friday night, and I'm not working Saturday, and it's Bristol Pride, and me, Tash and Jamie are going off to Bristol Pride. I'm so excited for that. Went for my first time last year, so I'm looking forward to doing this again. It's going to be so much fun. And I'm working Friday night, Saturday split, and then Sunday evening, so I'm working 4 shifts in the space of 3 days. So I'm looking forward to having a bit of a quieter week next week with only 2 shifts. I'm part-time, so I can work as little or as much as needed, so it's all good, and it will be nice to have a little bit of a quieter week. And I then was just watching some episodes of Doctor Who and listened to a bit of Kylie. I then posted some TikToks, and then I went off for a little stroll this afternoon, and I got some selfies and some flower snaps, and I'm going to show you guys the flower snaps that I got whilst out on my walk. The roses are so beautiful. I love all these beautiful pink colours. I then was heading back from my walk, and one of the pubs just around the road from where I live has the beer garden, and there's a road behind it, so you can walk through the beer garden to get to the main road in front of the pub, which is just down from mine. So it was a little shortcut. I was walking through the beer garden when I saw one of my chefs, Josh. He was out in the beer garden with his mate, so I ended up joining them for a drink. So I had J2Os, love J2Os so much, and I had 2 J2Os, and we sat chatting in the beer garden with them for a little bit. and it was lovely catching up with them. I then got back and I just worked on doing illustrations and coloured those in, and just listened to a bit of music, and I'm going to show you guys a clip of 2 new illustrations that I've just finished. Here are 2 of my new illustrations coloured in, starting off with this one here. So she's got this black hat with a ribbon and flower on, and she's got this black choker necklace, and she's got some green eyeshadow and black eyelashes and red lips. Then she's got this green dress with a shoulder pad and some flower buttons and a white collar. Then she has these beautiful floral high heel boots on, and then this one here has some space buns and some red lips, and then she's got a netting choker necklace and this red dress with black lace on the sleeves and a black belt, and she's got some black acrylic nails, and she's got a heart ring and then just a circle or diamond ring, and she's got a black handbag and some black stockings and black boots. Double Trouble. I love those new illustrations that I've created. They're a bit more edgy. They're sisters. They kind of remind me of Roxy and Phoebe from the Bratz dolls. They're twins, and one's like a bit more like goody cute, and then the other one's a little bit more edgy, a bit more dark, and I've been really loving colouring those in, adding a little bit of colour to those, and went through a little bit of a illustration block where I hadn't been doing many illustrations, and I finally got my mojo back, and I'm loving how my illustrations are turning out at the moment. I then listened to a bit of music and tidied up my office, my desk and doll house, and just read a bit more of one day, and I'm so nearly finished with it. I'm such a slow reader. Unlike my mum and sisters who read books like that, I'm more of a slower reader, and also I have the bad habit of starting to read multiple books all at once, because I start reading a book and then I get excited about a book that I've just got and start reading it, so I'll be reading like 3 books at once, which makes for some very interesting dreams, I tell you that. And then my dad got back from being fishing, and it's been a lovely day for it. The weather's been so beautiful, and also with a bit of breeze as well, so it's made it not too hot but not too cold, so just perfect weather. And it's also been a little bit overcast, which I love. I love overcast weather. And then my mum had got the tea ready, and she'd been cooking our tea. We were having spaghetti bolognese, and it smelled so good, and we had that. Spaghetti bolognese has to be one of my favourite meals to have. That spaghetti bolognese was so good, with lots of Parmesan cheese on top. It's got to be done, and I just love it so much. That, a Sunday roast and a curry or Spanish chicken are my favourites. I'm very into like pasta and rice dishes, things like that are just so good. And I'm now off to go and finish writing my journal entry for today, and then I'm going to be working on some illustrations, and then I shall be watching today's Home and Away, UK soaps and Love Island. I shall see you more on the blog tomorrow. It's now Thursday, and I got up early, ready to go off to the garden centre, my happy place, and I got showered and changed and had some toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast. I did some raisin bread toast and watched a bit of TV and listened to a bit of music. I was playing with Bear, he's getting so big. And then I headed off to the shops to get some bits just before going off to go to the garden centre. I then dropped the stuff back and then headed up to the bus stop. I got the bus to the garden centre, and whilst on the bus I was listening to music on my headphones. I then got down to the garden centre and managed to get across the road and across the main road down by the garden centre, which I really think they should have that as other crossover or something, because cars just go so fast down there. Got up there and I went off to the plant section and got some plants out from there, and I'll show you guys those. I was having a good look around there. I love all the plant displays they have in there. They're so pretty, and all the succulents and cactuses and pretty patterned leaves and pretty patterned plant pots I then went off to the flower section, got some flower stats from there. There was like a sea of flowers with such lovely colours on. I was able to get lots of pretty flower snaps. I just love flower and plant photography so much. I was having a good walk around there, looking at all the flowers and plants, and at the homeware and stationery section, and all of the pretty cups and the pillows and all the like summer stuff, getting me so excited for my holiday in August. And then I went off to the cafe and had my lunch, and I had a tuna melt and an apple juice and a bit of carrot cake, and I'll show you guys. The tuna melt and the carrot cake and the apple juice were so delicious, and they had aircon in there which felt so good as it's got a little bit hot again. And then I stayed in there for a little bit, and then went off and had a look around some more of the garden centre, and ended up getting some more flower snaps, and I'll show you guys those. I love all the dahlias. We've just got such beautiful colours and patterns on, and all the roses and sunflowers. Like I've said before, dahlias, sunflowers and roses are my 3 favourite flowers to get snaps of. I then budgeted to my family friends, so I was having a chat with them, and then I headed off to get the bus back. And I got to the bus stop just up from where the garden centre is, and literally waited for like 5-10 minutes, and then the bus back came very quickly, which was great. Didn't have to wait out in the warm weather too long. I then got the bus back, got home, and my mum and grandma had just got back from being out for food, and they'd been at the lounge having some lunch. And then my grandma went off and got a haircut just around the corner, and then my mum brought my grandma home. I then was watching some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos. I was just reading some more of One Day, listening to a bit of music, and just doing some drawing and colouring in, and tidying up my office and my dolls and dollhouse. I then ended up having a little bit of a nap. I think I had a bit of a headache, and headache's gone now, feeling nice and refreshed. And I'm now off to go and just watch some more episodes of Doctor Who. I've just been watching lots of the 10th Doctor episodes at the moment, and then I'm going to be going off to Jones for games tonight, so she'll see when I'm back from that. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back for being at games tonight at Jen's. It's me, Dean and Jenny. Diamond was going to come, but she couldn't in the end, and Tash is currently away. And I got the drinks for games night from the co-op on the way there, and I got there and Dean had got pudding, and we were having jacket potatoes with this mushroom cream sauce that Jen does, which is so delicious. And we had our jacket potatoes with this mushroom cream sauce, and then had some cheesecake with some strawberries and some wine cream, and I'll show you guys that. The food was so delicious. We then played some games. We played this quiz knowledge game and played Monopoly Deal, and also played this game called Muffin Time, and I finally won a game of Muffin Time. Then we called it a night and had such a lovely evening, lots of laughs, great chats. And then I walked back, and I was listening to music on my headphones on my way back, as I don't really like walking home alone at night without my music on, because it's a little bit eerie, a little bit creepy. And I got back and I finished my journal entry for today, put that away, and I'm now off to go and watch today's Home and Away and UK Soaps and Love Island, and just see you with more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Friday. I hope you guys are all having a lovely end to your week. It's almost the weekend. I got up early, ready to go off to morning group, and had some toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast, and just watched a bit of TV. I managed to listen to a bit of music and playing with Bear just before going off to morning group. My mum then dropped me to morning group, and we were doing some baking, and I always love doing baking at morning group. And we were making some cheese twists, and so we were getting all the ingredients ready and getting that made. And then whilst they were cooking, we then had some cups of tea and coffee and some biscuits and a little bit of a nasa. And I then went out into the little garden area and got some flower starts from there, and I'll show you guys those. gardens are so beautiful, and I was able to get some really pretty flower starts with such lovely patterns on and colours. I love those pink roses climbing up that climber, they're so pretty. We then were just having a lovely chat and catching up about what we've been up to in our weeks, and then our cheese twists were done, and it was the end of the session. I then got picked up by my mum, got home, and I'm going to show you guys a clip of the cheese twists that we've made. Here are the cheese sticks that I made at morning group. They turned out really well, and I love cheese and especially cheese sticks, so I can't wait to try some of these. They look so good. I had one of those with a cup of tea, and then I was just working on some illustrations and coloring some of those in, and watching some vlogs and TikToks and some funny dog and cat videos, and watched some more of one day. I then got a mirror selfie from my bedroom with the mirror with the star lights and the plushies underneath, and I'll show you guys that. That mirror section in my bedroom with the stars and the plushies around it is so cute. It's such a cozy little spot in my bedroom. I love getting mirror selfies from there. You guys know how much I love my mirror selfies. I then listened to a bit of music and just was working on a bit of a short story that I'm working on, and watching some vlogs and TikToks. And then I got myself ready to go off to the shops to get myself a drink for work this evening, as I'm doing 5 till close this evening at work, and got myself some lunch. I then got back and I had my lunch. I had some chicken Caesar wraps, and then I got my uniform ready for work this evening, and I'm having to walk to work as my dad's going to drop me up, but he's got to go to do a disco, and so I'll just be walking up. So I'm going to be heading up about 4ish, to start at 5, so I'll have a nice stroll up before then. And then I'm working a Saturday split, Sunday evening, and I've got Monday to Thursday off, back in Friday night, and then I'm off Saturday for Bristol Pride. I'm so excited, and the weather's supposed to be dry but overcast next Saturday for Pride, which I'm actually looking forward to it not being as hot, because last year it was such a scorcher, so I'm looking forward to it being a bit more cooler, as long as it doesn't rain. Tomorrow is our town's carnival, and it's supposed to absolutely lash it down, so it means that my work will either be quiet due to the rain or really busy, so who knows. And I'm now off to go and watch some more episodes of Doctor Who and just chill before going off to work this evening, and just see it when I'm back from work. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at my evening shift at work. So I got myself ready for work and had to walk to work, as my dad was using the main car to go off to do the prize and announcements for the school fair where he works at. So it meant that there was no car to get me to work, so I ended up walking to work. On my way to work, I was listening to music on my headphones, enjoying the sunshine, just having a nice relaxing stroll up to work. I then got to work and I got clocked in and put my bag away, and it was me and one of the colleagues to start with, and then another colleague came in a little bit later on, and I was just doing a lot of cleaning and clothes jobs that could be done as early as possible. And I was running lots of food and drinks and doing food and drink orders and drinks making and pouring lots of pints, and the bowl was being a little bit sentimental, so it was being a little bit foamy, so that was a little bit annoying, and then it started to behave itself, which is good. And so I was just pouring lots of pints, doing lots of gins and serving lots of food and drinks, and cleaning tables inside and outside. I had a great team on, a great music playlist playing, so I got myself dancing. I was on bar doing some drinks, which the customers were loving. They were loving the old moves, the old shoulder dance, and we were just having such a lovely evening. Lots of laughs, lots of fun, lots of great chats, whilst it was quiet, and it was nice and steady, so not too quiet, but just the right amount of busy. And then I finished about 11ish and clocked off, got my bag and got picked up by my mum, and I'm back in tomorrow for a split shift, doing 9 till 3, 6 till close. And me and my mum went off to Tesco's so I could get myself some tea from there, and then we got back and I got into my PJs and I had my tea, and I had a chicken Caesar salad, pasta, little pot from the little salad section in Tesco's, and I'm going to show you guys that. It was so delicious, and I loved the Caesar salad dressing that it came with. Caesar salad cream was so good, and my dad, after doing the school fair music and prize announcements and stuff like that, he'd got the others McDonald's, but by the time I got back from work it would have been cold, so he didn't get me McDonald's, but he did get me a hot apple pie. It was a cold apple pie, but I didn't care. I love a hot apple pie, or just an apple pie. A cold apple pie, which it was, I didn't care because I devoured it. It's so good. The apple pies are so delicious. And then me and my mum were just watching the Sex and the City reboot, and just like that's the newest episode, and it's such a good series. Love that. And I then got my cleaning uniform ready for work tomorrow, and I am now off to go and watch today's Home and Away and UK soaps, and then the newest Love Island episode. See more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Saturday, and I hope you guys are all having a lovely start to your weekend. I got up early ready for work, as I was working a 9 till 3, 6 till close, and I got myself ready for work, listened to a bit of music and just watched a bit of TV, and was just playing with Bear in the living room and having some bear cuddles. I then had some breakfast, and I had some toast and a cup of tea, and then I got dropped to work. I then got to work and got clocked in. I put my bag away, and it was me and 3 other colleagues on, and then at 12 we had another colleague come in, as it was really busy as we had our town's carnival, so everybody was out and we had lots of people in for breakfast and coffees, so we saw lots of food and drinks, lots of food and drink orders and drinks making, and lots of smoothie and milkshake making, and someone tried to serve the regulars, and we had lots of people sitting inside as well as outside. So I was cleaning the tables outside as well as inside, and I then was just doing a massive clean-up as it had calmed down a little bit, and I then got to finish about 1ish, and I clocked off, got changed to the top I'm wearing now, and then I headed off and went off to get myself some lunch from the co-op, and I then popped into the cafe just next door and had a Welsh cake shaped like a heart and a peach iced tea, and I'll show you guys that. That cafe is so cute, and I sat in there for a little bit after having my peach iced tea and my Welsh cake, and then I headed off. Whilst on my way home, I got some salvies of some of the flowers and blossoms, and got some flower stats, and I'll show you guys the flower stats I got whilst on my walk back. I had a lovely stroll back. I was listening to music on my headphones. I was able to get some really pretty flower snaps with lovely colours on. These purple ones with the white spots on are so beautiful, and the sunflower snap I was able to get a photo of, and I almost got a photo of a robin. I was this close to getting a photo of a robin, but unfortunately I was too slow and it flew away. It was a little bit annoying, but I still got to see the robin, and I love robins. They're such beautiful birds, and it had such lovely colours on. It was a very bright red front on them. I then got back and I had my lunch, and I just had some egg and cress sandwiches and some barbecue hula hoops. I love barbecue hula hoops. They're my favourite type of hula hoops. And then I had a bit of lemon Fanta, and I've been loving lemon Fanta at the moment. I then got my uniform ready for work this evening. I'm back in at 6, and got my clean uniform ready as my worktop had got a little bit messy, and so I put that in the wash. I was then just reading a bit more of One Day and listening to a bit of music and just doing some drawing and colouring in. And my grandma had to go for those appointments. My mum had taken her there, and my mum was at my grandma's for a little bit, and then my mum got back and I was playing with Bear out in the garden, and he's getting so big, and was just having some bear cuddles. And then I headed at my office at my Dolls and Dollhouse, and was listening to a bit of Kylie and watching some vlogs and TikToks, and I'm now off to go and watch some episodes of Doctor Who and just chill before going off to work this evening, and just see more of the vlog when I'm back from work. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at the second part to my split shift. So I got myself ready, and I'd had a little bit of a nap, so I woke up feeling a little bit disorientated, and so I had a cup of tea and some of these really delicious raisin biscuits to help kind of wake me up a bit. And then I got dropped back to work. I got clocked in and put my bag away, and it's me and 2 other colleagues on shift, and it was already getting quite busy, so I was doing lots of food and drink orders and drinks making and pouring lots of wine and doing lots of pint pouring, and I'm getting quite good at pint pouring. And last night at work the pints were being a little bit lively, but thankfully tonight they weren't being as lively, so I was able to do some really good pints. And I then was just getting some of the cleaning and closure done that we could get done and out of the way earlier rather than later. I then was just doing a massive clean up of tables inside as well as outside, and as it had been the carnival and it was a little bit later on, quite a lot of people were coming in for tea or for drinks after being at the carnival, so we had quite a few big groups of people in and lots of glasses to be taken off and put in glass wash. So I was just doing lots of cleaning of tables and so on, touched some of the regulars, and then I was just doing the front and back bar and cleaning the tables outside that need to be cleaned and smashing out the closed jobs. It was just me and one other colleague until close. I then finished about 11, clocked off, I got my bag and I quickly finished my drink I got from the corner shop on the way back from the first part of my split shift to have for work. But as it's been so busy I forgot about it, so I quickly finished that, and then I clocked off and got my bag and I got picked up by my mum, and I was sat waiting to get picked up. It was quite nice waiting to get picked up because I was able to sit down and I felt like my legs were going to drop off because I've been running around so much, and it was actually nice and cold out there as work can get quite warm. There's like a greenhouse in there, so I was absolutely melting, so it was kind of nice to just sit and cool off a bit. I then got back and I got into my PJs, and then for my tea I had some mac and cheese. The mac and cheese was so good. I used to hate mac and cheese as a kid for some reason, but now I absolutely love it. It's probably one of my favourite things to have. The cheesier the better. I then finished writing my journal entry for today and put my dirty work uniform in the wash and got my clean uniform ready for work tomorrow night. I'm not working till tomorrow night now, which means I get to have a little bit of a lie-in. It's supposed to be light rain, and I'm hoping to walk up to Dobby's and back. I'm hoping that it stays dry-ish and that it doesn't rain too much. Because light rain in this country could be anything. It could be a monsoon for all we know. So I know I've got a kit in my bag, so I wear that if I need to. And yeah, my garden centre trips are normally on Monday. I like to go on Mondays because I normally have Mondays off. But this Monday I'm meeting my bestie Sarah for a mile catch up, very overdue catch up. I'm so excited for that, and it's supposed to be really nice from Monday onwards, which is going to be lovely. And on the Saturday I'm off to Bristol Pride with me, Tash and Jamie, and I'm so excited. I went to my first ever Bristol Pride last year and it was such a blast, so I'm looking forward to doing it all again. And it's supposed to be very, very hot, so I'll definitely be having to wear lots of sun cream because I don't want to be getting burnt like a lobster, and wearing my hat, and I'm going to be wearing my white cowboy hat I wore last year. I love that hat, it's hung up there for a lovely memory of such a lovely day, and just can't wait to get to Bristol Pride. And then I was just finishing writing my journal entry for today, and I'm looking forward to having a nice lie-in tomorrow and not have to set any alarm. It's going to be so good. And then I'm going to be watching new episodes of Love Island. I need to catch up on that, and I just love Love Island so much. Ian Sterling's commentary just cracks me up. So I'm going to be catch up on that, and then watching the behind the scenes, like best bits they have. And then it's Casa More from Sunday onwards, and I'm so excited for all the drama that's going to unfold from that. I shall see you with more of the vlog tomorrow. It's now Sunday, and I hope you guys are all having a lovely Sunday rest. I got up about 12ish. I guess I needed the extra sleep, and it definitely helped as I woke up feeling nice and refreshed. I then had some lemon curd toast and a cup of tea for my breakfast, and me and my mum were just watching a bit of Star Trek, and then we were watching a bit of Wimbledon. Been watching a lot of Wimbledon at the moment. I then got showered and changed. I got myself ready to go off to the garden centre. I normally go to the garden centre on Monday, but tomorrow I'm off for a well-needed mouth catch up with one of my besties. I'm so excited for that, and so I headed off there, and I was listening to music on my headphones on the way up there, and it was looking a bit gloomy, and I thought it was going to rain, so I had my bag with me with my coat just in case, and it then got really sunny and quite warm, so I put my hat on and some sun cream on so not to burn, and I then was just having a lovely stroll up there, and it got quite warm, and ended up having to take my top off to cool down a little bit as I was actually melting. And then just as I got up to the garden centre, you have a little country lane mirror that you can look in to see if there's cars coming, and I got a mirror selfie from there, and I'll show you guys. I love that mirror selfie I got, feeling really trim at the moment. I've been trying to eat a lot half of the year and doing lots of walking, and I'm feeling a lot more confident in my body. I then got into the garden centre, and I got some flower snacks from there first of all, and I'll show you guys those. Dahlias, roses and sunflowers are my 3 favourite flowers to get snaps of, and they had loads of lovely colourful dahlias and such beautiful roses. They smelled so good. I then went off and had a look at the homeware, the stationery section, and the plushies. They had so many plushies and really cute notebooks, but I didn't need any more mugs, plushies or notepads. None of that. I was very restrained. I was this close to getting a really cute little plant plushie, but I don't need any more of those. I then went off to the plant section and got some plants out from there. That plant section is so beautiful. We've got such lovely succulents with really pretty patterns and colours and really pretty plant pots. I was having a lovely look around there, and then just as I was heading out, I ended up getting a few more flower sets, and I'm sure you guys. I just love flower and plant photography so much. I was going to be getting some lunch from the cafe, but it was really busy in there, so I decided to give it a miss. I then made my way back, and on the way back I bumped into 2 of the regulars from my work, so I was chatting with them. I then went off to One Stop and got myself a drink for work this evening. I'm doing 5 till 10, and I then got myself some lunch from there as well, and then got back and I had some cheese and onion sandwiches, which are with some Space Raiders. Do you remember Space Raiders? I haven't had those in a long time, so I had some of those and got myself an orange Lucasade and drank that on the way back as it was getting very warm out there. And then I had a cup of tea and some biscuits and just wrote some of my journal entry for today. I got my uniform ready for work this evening. I am now off to go and just chill before work this evening and to see when I'm back from work later on. It's later on in the evening now, and I'm back from being at work. I had work 5 till 10 and I got myself ready for work, and my grandma had come over for a Sunday roast and gave me this necklace that my grandpa always wore, a St. Christopher, and I'm going to show you guys a clip of that. My grandma gave me this St. Christopher necklace that my grandpa had and always wore. She found it while clearing out some drawers in her house and thought that I would like it, and I love it, and I always remember seeing my grandpa wear it, and I'm going to wear it myself and cherish it, and it made me think of him, and I'll have a bit of a grandpa wherever I go. I'm so touched that she thought to give that to me, and it's really special, and I'm going to cherish that always. I then got dropped to work by my dad, got to work, got clocked in and put my bag away and got my drink out that I'd got from the shops for my evening shift, and had some of that, and just got on with some of the cleaning and clothes jobs. And it was me and Tash and one of our other colleagues on shift, and we were having a lovely catch up as she'd been in Portugal with her football team, and she has got a little bit of a sunburn, bless her. So when I gave her a hug, she kind of like jotted a bit. I was like, oh my god, it's not so bad. And I think she was having a little bit of heat sugars for her, bless her. And her family came in for tea, so I was chatting with them. And me and Tash and Chammy are off to go to Pride this Saturday coming, so I'm so excited for that. And we were chatting all about that. And then it was the quiz, and it was quite busy with quite a lot of teams in for the quiz. And so I was buying lots of food and drinks, doing lots of food and drink orders and pint pouring, and so on, chat to some of the buggers that come in for the quiz. And then I finished at 10 and I clocked off, and I'm now off for a few days, and I've got my alarm set ready for tomorrow as I'm off for a mile catch up with my bestie Sarah, and I'm so excited to have a round and catch up with them. I then got picked up and I got home, got into my PJs, and then for my tea I had my Sunday roast, and I'll show you guys that. The Sunday roast was so delicious, and I then had a winged donut for my pudding, and I'm now off to go and finish writing my journal entry for today, and then I'm going to be watching new Love Island and it's Casa Amor, and I'm so excited for all the drama to unfold. And I hope you guys have all had a lovely week and weekend, and I'll have a lovely new week ahead. I shall see you with a new vlog very soon.